do not know the way. Oh, 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 yes. It's all good, my dudes. Oh, wait, we're live? What's happening? Right here?
Yep, we're good.
All right.
All right, guys, welcome to Family Trip Tips. I'm Ron.
Hi, I'm Zoe.
We're going to talk to you guys. This channel will be based off of helping families go on more vacations. You know, we can't give you the money, but we can show you guys exactly what you need to do to save money if you're on a budget. Um, Different tips and tricks that, you know, we've been to Disney 10 to 15 times. We're from Pittsburgh, so it is a regular vacation for us. We're not a typical Floridian doing a podcast talking about all the new stuff. Uh, we want to be more like you who are basically making a big vacation, not just a weekend getaway. So, that being said, we're going to walk you through today our top 5 things that we discussed on how you can save money the best way possible.
Okay, so
The number one way to save money is lower your expectations. Stay at a value resort. There's nothing wrong with the value resorts. They're not as grand as a deluxe resort, but for most people, a vacation to Disney World is to go to Disney World, not to hang out at your hotel all day. I recommend you spending time at your hotel, but, you know, you don't need to stay at the Polynesian and have a good time. I personally love Pop Century. I know we've stayed there multiple
Yeah.
times. What are your thoughts on Pop Century?
Okay, so Pop Century is pretty great. I I have a lot of fun at the pools and stuff, and I don't really know much about it since we don't stay there the whole time because we like to enjoy the parks. But staying down at the Pop Century is really fun. There's a lot of stuff to do, even like when you're not in the parks because doesn't it have the game room?
Yeah, it has an arcade. The food court, I mean, it's a value food court. You're not getting the best quality food. You're not getting filet mignon. But at the same time, you're not getting that theme park food, the really crappy hamburgers and stuff. All Star Movies. I'm not a fan of the All Star Resorts. I'll start by saying that. That being said, if you're just going for the parks, any of the All Star Resorts are fine. It's not like they're dingy or motels. And they're definitely better than staying at, say, an off site hotel. I know you could save a lot of money by going off site, but you don't get the access to the Disney transportation by staying off site. And you don't get the Disney customer service, which, I mean, that's second to none.
Yeah.
So, All Star Movies, though, they have a secret menu at their food court. There we go. Forgot the word. So, you could get poutine and what else can you get? The cheeseburger with the cinnamon roll. And can't remember what the last thing was. Oh, the macaroni and cheese and bacon hot dog was really good. Um, but yeah, and if you're a bigger family, uh, the Art of Animation has their what are they called? Not studios. The well, maybe they are like studios. They're one. Oh, that's right. You weren't there. They got like a 1 bedroom hotel, so you have a hotel room, family suites. That's what they call them, the family suites.
Yeah.
Sorry, Family suites are great. Literally just stayed there last week. She didn't come.
Hi.
It was just a weekend trip. I know I said we don't normally do weekend trips, but we were on a budget, so could only afford to go for a couple days. Uh, but the family suites, if you're a family of 5 and you don't want to stay in just a small hotel room, the family suites are still more affordable than staying at a deluxe villa, and typically more affordable than staying at one of the cabins of Fort Wilderness. That would be my next guess. My next suggestion, if you want to save money and you still want that space, you can get a cabin at Fort Wilderness for less than you can get a hotel room at a deluxe resort.
Yeah.
And now you remember staying at the
I love
cabins.
the cabins.
There's so much to do at the cabins. And in fact, out of all these resorts, I love Art of the Animation. It's probably my favorite real hotel that I've been to at Disney. But I definitely say nothing comes close to the cabins because some of the stuff we're going to talk about later makes that resort amazing. But that's just the first topic. I highly suggest staying at a value resort if you're looking to save money. Now, I'm not saying they're better than the deluxe by any stretch of the imagination. But if you're just going for that park experience, that Disney World experience, I suggest staying at a value resort over staying off-site. It's not even close the amount of stuff you get for staying on site. Next one, I'm going to let Zoe lead off. She's going to...
Oh, okay.
Surprise her. This was all last minute. We're excited for this channel, but today was our first. We're going to run through some stuff. So we wanted to do it live so you guys could see us making total fools of ourselves while trying to do it. But I'll let Zoe kick off this one, and then I'll follow up on it.
Okay, so the next tip, wow.
Stare at the camera.
They can't see us.
Oh, yeah. But they sure can hear us being idiots.
Yeah, so our second tip is to go during the off peaks of the park. So, oh, I thought you were trying to, okay. So basically some of the best times to go is whenever there's not a lot of people around and nobody really wants to wait in the long lines, wait for their food, deal with crowds. So you're gonna want to go whenever there's not nearly as many people around. So that's whenever you want to go, like January after Christmas, the beginning of the school year. Stay away from spring break.
Oh, we've made that mistake too many times.
It might seem fun, but it's not, like, if you don't want to deal with the crowds, don't go during holidays and stuff. Yeah, mainly the months of August, September, January.
I would even say, I would say from August to December up until Christmas time.
Yeah.
And if you avoid the holidays. I'm not saying November is great because you get Thanksgiving and that's a mess. And December is great up until like that week before Christmas.
Where everyone wants to go to the Christmas parties.
You're not going to avoid crowds as much anymore.
Yeah.
The crowds are there. They're going to stay there. But the best way to save money is to travel during these times. If you're worried about crowds, make sure you're going during the week. It's also cheap. The hotel rooms are also cheaper during the week. So make sure you keep an eye out. My favorite time to go is that first week of December.
Yeah.
Maybe second week, depending on when Thanksgiving follows. They got the park all decorated. The Christmas party is just amazing. But avoid months March, April. Oh God, March and April are terrible. I don't know how they're as busy during those times, but it's nightmarish. I just can't, like I said, we just came back last week. I've never seen those parks so busy, and it was February. But we got a killer deal on our rooms, so that's kind of why we did it. But go during off-peak. They offer the best discounts on the rooms. You're not going to get discounts on your tickets. That's just not happening. And if somebody's telling you they can get you discounted tickets, they're trying to scam you. But best way to save money on your hotel, and even flights tend to be cheaper around those times. We're actually going to discuss that in the next video about the way to save money with flights. But go during off-peak. It's a lot more fun. I know the idea of taking your kids out of school may seem
horrendous,
but to get the most out of your vacation, take them out of school for a week. I'm a parent. I got 2 straight A students and 1 toddler, and they take their homework with them and do some homework while they're there, but I highly recommend it. It's so much more fun when they can go and actually enjoy themselves and not feel like they're going to be trampled by 10,000 scooters. But that's going to lead us into number 3, and that's taking your own snacks. This, to me, is the biggest money saver.
Yeah.
Disney food is expensive. A cheeseburger will run you $10. I'm not telling you to skip meals, but in my history and in my experience, a couple granola bars is a great substitution for lunch. You get a couple granola bars that you bring into the park. You can buy a box of 24 granola bars for $2. Get a box of fruit snacks for a little snack. The amount of money that you can save just on snacks alone, you're talking savings of the hundreds of dollars. Not just snacks, but
Drinks.
Drinks. Thanks. When you get there, you'll get a refill. You can purchase a refillable mug for $18. Get it. It's worth every penny. Gives you free drinks while you're at your resort. Any pop, coffee, tea. For when you go to the parks, I suggest buying, depending on the size of your family, a family of 4, we got 2 bottles of water, and we purchased the flavor packets, Crystal Light flavor packets, so that we weren't just drinking regular water. It was flavored. We had lemonade, cranberry, pomegranate, stuff like that. Pop is another one where they nail you. Like, they make so much money off of the drinks. So I would highly recommend going that route. You get box of flavor packets, again, for $2-3. They come with 24 packets in it. That's drinks for a couple days. You're talking about saving hundreds of dollars going this route. I have the least amount to talk about this, but to me, this is the biggest money saver. You are allowed to bring your own food and drinks into the park. You can take granola bars. Grab a backpack, fill that sucker full of them, and just graze throughout the day. I mean, our family loves to go to the parks. We're at the parks from open to close. And, I mean, basically, we can skip breakfast and lunch. I'm not telling you to do that. But, we grab a piece of fruit in the morning for breakfast, granola bars for lunch, and then we have a nice dinner because the money we saved during the day allowed us to go have a dinner at a sit-down restaurant. So, sorry. Next we got always looking for discounted rooms. This ties into the going during off-peak times. Disney wants their rooms sold out. This is why there's no longer any slow periods at Disney. They give crazy good deals to get people into their resort while it is quote-unquote slow time. I've seen, and now this, Disney's gone crazy with their prices, but I just got a value resort hotel room for around $100 a night, which, back in the day that was expensive, but now that's cheap. Especially I'm not that old. Don't start
Yes,
that back in the day stuff.
Back in the day.
Now see, you just killed me. You get, Disney is always running specials. Subscribe to their webpage, sign up for their email newsletter. I know everybody hates those, but right now I think they're running 20% off their rooms. They're going to sell out of them. So booking early, not booking early, sorry, booking early in the sale period gives you the best chance for that room you want. Um, while this is a good way to save money, I never recommend this looking for discounted rooms if you want a specific hotel room. If you want to stay at the Polynesian, you cannot wait for them to say we're running a sale. You need to book that room. But if you really want to save money and you don't care where you stay, this is the route to go. Like I said, they always run a sale all year long. There's always sales, but the big sales are always during the slow times. Got anything to add to that, Zoe?
No.
No. Well, I know you have something to add for the next part.
Yeah.
The last part we're going to be talking about today, and we thank you guys for joining us. And if you're not watching this live, if you're watching this after we post it, we appreciate you guys taking your time while we start doing this. We're doing this for fun. We love talking about it. So we just really enjoy Disney and vacations in general. We're not rich. We're a middle-class family. So we're hoping to reach you guys because it seems like all the Disney vacation feeds I'm talking about, they're talking about eating at like Sanaa and all these high-end restaurants, and it'd be great to eat there. Yeah. I'd love to eat there, but I'm not loaded. So we like to keep it kind of chill and talk about things that we've done, and if you got the money, I highly recommend you eating at those places. Yeah. But to me, high-end eating is eating at like the Polynesian quick service, like Captain Cook's. Or high-end eating at like Raglan Road. Where me too. While that is their $3 sign restaurant, it's still a lot cheaper than eating at like the Boathouse or stuff like that. I don't recommend eating at Rainforest Cafe. Ugh. It is terrible. I've been there so many times, and I used to love it, and it's just been a giant downhill. Bleh. The last meal I had there last week, it was just the worst. It ruined my entire day. But, all right, guys, we'll get into the last part here. And, Zoe?
Oh, okay, so number 5 is spend the day doing non-park activities. And while Disney is very park-centered, there's a lot of stuff to do, like, outside of said parks. Like, before, my dad was talking about the cabins. And one of the things you can do while you're there is Chippendale's sing-along thing. It happens at night, and I think one of the things you can do after that is stay where you were before and watch a movie, if I'm right.
Yeah, and you don't have to stay at the cabins to do this.
No.
Anybody, it's open to the public, so even if you're staying off-site, if you were able to get the transportation, if you drove or whatever, you can actually go to the Fort Wilderness cabins and do the Chippendale thing. I love it. It's so much fun. Zoe had her birthday there. They brought her down, sang her happy birthday and everything. Mm-hmm. And they do s'mores, all that fun stuff. Also, while you can't pool hop, you can't go to different resorts for their pools, having a day to swim. It may not seem like that's saving you money, but one park day, you're looking at $100 a ticket. If you don't do one day and you're just like, one day we're going to go do the campfire in the evening and go swimming during the day, well, that's $100 that you didn't just spend on a park ticket. I would highly recommend that. It's totally worth it. And there's other things you can do instead of going to the park that are cheap. Not just swimming, but if you stay at a resort that offers a marina, you can take out a boat for an afternoon. It'll be cheaper than the park. I mean, unless you take it out for like 3 or 4 hours. But some of them, again, the cabins, because the cabins have the most to do,
I love the
in my opinion. You can go horseback riding. You can rent bicycles. Yeah, you can go horseback riding. ride bicycles. They even have horse-drawn carriages
That's amazing.
at the cabins. um, Even if you spend an evening down in downtown Disney, or sorry, Disney Springs, heaven forbid you call it downtown Disney to someone down there. The bus driver yelled at me. It was like, it is Disney Springs now. And I was like, I'm sorry, I haven't been here in a while. But I would highly recommend going down there. The work they did down there. She wasn't there, so she didn't get to see it, but it was phenomenal.
It was.
Highly recommend the wine slushies. I don't even
Ew.
like wine. I know. Well, I hope you say ooh. I don't even like wine, and those wine slushies are yummy. But yeah, there's so much to do on the resort. Every hotel has a list of things they do. Watching movies in the after dark. Art of Animation, we had tie-dye one night. You could go do
What?
tie-dye, yeah. And then in the swimming pool, they had games, trivia, and stuff like that. I highly recommend doing all that stuff.
Forget the perks. Just stay at the hotel.
Again, I would, to save money, I would suggest staying at a value resort, making your stay a little longer. You know, if you're thinking about staying at a moderate, they're not that much better. I'm sorry. You can tell me Port Orleans is amazing, but I'm going to tell you that Pop Century is a pretty chill place. And if I can stay an extra day or two because I'm staying at a value resort, I'm going to. If it allows me that extra day to just relax, you know, I'm not going to parks on my travel days, then, you know, I'd much prefer that.
Oh, hi.
But just to top things off, guys, these are just some ways. We've got a couple more videos we're going to be doing. They'll be a lot more professional, a lot more solid. You won't hear us acting like buffoons during it. But these are just 5 of the ways that we thought of right off the top of our head that you can save some money. Next time we're going to talk about using budget airlines, way to save money. Not buying into the hype of like, oh, this airline's the worst. Like, we flew Spirit because we wanted to save money. And the stories you hear about them, like, oh, they're terrible. You know, my legs didn't fit. And my flight wound up costing me $700. Well, if you just do, you know, read about it. If you're a family of 8 trying to save money on a flight with Spirit, and you've got like 20 pieces of luggage, it's not going to save you money.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I got a round trip ticket for 4 people with 1 checked luggage because we were able to do that. Because you get to carry a book bag, so we carried a lot of stuff in book bag.
Yeah.
Our round trip flight for 4 people was $600, and you're not gonna find that on most occasions with Southwest or American or whatever U.S. Airways is now. I appreciate you guys taking the time out listening to us talk. If you leave some comments and if you leave a comment or two, we'll be sure to answer them. We've been going to Disney a lot over the past decade.
Yeah.
So I feel like while we're not locals, we know it pretty well. And we can... I've never had to book a travel agent. That's one thing I'll say right now that I didn't mention before. Don't book a travel agent.
So angry.
Don't. It's so easy nowadays. I mean, unless you are unfamiliar with the internet and stuff, which if you're watching this video, you have some sort of concept of how the internet works. Don't book a travel agent.
Just don't do it.
I mean, there's some really good travel agencies out there for booking trips that you once in a lifetime trips to, like, I don't know, if you go to
Africa.
Cambodia. Well, I don't know why anybody would go to Cambodia, but sorry for any Cambodian people watching. I'm
Yes,
sure I'm sure you
The
guys
huge influx of
but
Canadians.
but if you're going to like Europe or something, I would highly recommend. Disney makes it so easy to book your own trip. Just go to disneyworld.com and it's just so simple. And I think that's all I've got. So you got anything you want to add
Not
other than a
really.
yawn?
Nope.
She's not that tired.
Yes, I am.
Like I said, we're going to go on a regular show schedule. We're going to start releasing videos on Tuesdays and Thursdays. one of those days during the week will be a live show. One will be a pre-recorded show we put up. Tuesday's show will be a pre-recorded show. So this week coming up Thursday will be our live show. Tuesday we're going to talk about 5 more ways. We're going to continue this. 5 more ways to save money when booking a Disney vacation. And then I think the next one we talk about on Thursday, the next live show, I think we're going to talk about Universal Studios.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah, because we're going to Universal in May for Cinco de Mayo, me and her.
Yep.
So we'll talk to you guys about that and things you can do to save money, which versus Disney, I don't think there's a lot of ways to save money, but it's still definitely worth the trip. Universal Studios is an amazing experience. I love everything about Universal Studios. The only thing they lack is just more hotel rooms.
Mm-hmm.
But with how close it is to I-4, there's so many local hotels you could stay at that are within walking distance. So, we're going to wrap it up here, guys. We appreciate you guys tuning in to us. Like I said, if you could click the subscribe button. Whoa! Click the subscribe button so you're notified whenever we're doing shows. Click the little bell icon. I know it gets annoying hearing people talk about the bell icon. Give us a little like. Like I said, we're just doing this for fun. We're not trying to become YouTube superstars. It's just us talking about what we like to do on vacation and ways we can help you guys go on vacation. And if one of you guys takes... oh my god, terrible English. One of y'all takes this information and applies it to your vacation to make it better, well then, you know what? We're glad we can help you. If not, we appreciate you listening to us spew hot garbage about our trips for the last 30 minutes. Again, guys, we appreciate it. Like I said in the beginning, I'm Ron. This is Zoe.
Hi.
And we can't wait to talk to you guys again real soon.
Bye.
Bye.